Welcome back, guys and gals, to another episode of Corey's Movie Reviews. And today's movie review is the 2019 suspense thriller, The Invisible Man, a Blumhouse production based on H.G. Wells' science fiction novel, The Invisible Man. Readapted and reimagined in this 2019 suspenseful thriller. Now, first off, I did a little bit of research before I saw this movie. Now, the writer did have inspiration from the original novel and from other films that had to pertain with certain aspects of invisibility. He looked at the movie Hollow Man. He got a lot of inspiration from that movie, starring Kevin Bacon, which is, I think, an early 2000s film, which is really pretty good for its time, and should highly recommend checking it out. But that's not what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about is the 2019 movie Invisible Man. So last night, me and my friend, we went to go see it, and her and I really enjoyed it. I was a little impressed. I was shocked of how good it actually was. From the trailers, it seemed like another snuff film that Hollywood is just trying to push out, just to make ends meet. But sitting there and actually watching it, it actually had quality worth the time and the viewing. It is an hour 45 minute long movie. Premise is the short summary I can tell you is a girl. She leaves her abusive husband, who's rich and famous, and has, he works in technology research on different methods of just technology. Like, he creates things. But anyway, she leaves him. Apparently, he supposedly dies from a suicide, and she is haunted by something she can't see. Everyone around her, family and friends, don't believe her, and she thinks that her dead boyfriend is haunting her from the grave. But in more details, it's not how that happens. You gotta really watch it for yourself. I don't want to spoil it, but I will go into details of a little bit more on a little bit more on the story. But yeah. Okay, so from the trailers, you probably thought, alright, this girl is being haunted by something she can't see, and it's all in her head, psychologically. At first, it starts out like that. You technically think that it's a psychological imbalance of, paranoia, delusional, mental breakdown after being in such an abusive relationship, and dealing with that, recovering PTSD and all that stuff. But towards, the middle of the movie, it starts to show you a little bit more clues on that. She's not faking this. There's something that is actually truly disturbing her and following her and watching her. And then towards the end of the movie, it all comes together like a symphony of everything piecing together. And yeah, it was actually really good. Now the acting was decent. The first 45 minutes of that movie is dark. Why is it's not dark? What I mean by it's, well, it is kind of dark. I mean, like, you really can't tell what's on the screen. It's really blurry. I mean, I was at the AMC, and I thought there was something wrong with the screen, but no, really, that's how the film is actually portrayed in the first 45 minutes. But there's no dialogue. There is no talking for the first 45 minutes. It is like basically watching The Quiet Place, which I was kind of like, you know, my mom thinking, well, we should at least have some type of dialogue, some type of, you know, noise. But no, it was quiet for the first 45 minutes. It was just basically watching this person sneak around the house. And after the first 45 minutes, then everything started picking up. The script was genuine. It's unique. There are a lot of other scripts out there that have the same concept, the same storyline, and the same idea of someone invisible, someone being tormented by something that they can't see or touch or feel. But, you know, but as Blumhouse Productions go, most of their films lately have been really impressive. And, you know, for them to release this, it was, it's good. It was good. So, the concept of the Invisible Man, the boyfriend, he learns, he makes technology. He's been able to create a suit that is actually in production and in testing phases right now, secretly, of a cloak. So he's able to take this suit that has a whole bunch of infrared, highly sensitive and highly powerful cameras, and they can all turn and mimic what their surroundings are, and then blend the outer portion, making you blend right in. Basically cloaking. Not like the Predator, where, you know, he can, like, you know, he turns invisible and you can see a little electricity. It's sort of like that, but yet he can pixelize himself. It's pretty cool. The technology is pretty advanced. We have a prototype suit like that you see in the movie. And it's pretty cool. But it kind of threw out the concept of the Invisible Man. Because the whole time I was watching this movie, I kept thinking about Hollow Man. You know, he had injected himself with some serum that basically made his body and cells break down and eventually deteriorate, and he turned invisible, and then he slowly regained all his human bodily, you know, signs. You know, regrew the veins and nervous system and everything. So I was going into this movie thinking it was gonna be like Hollow Man, because that was the very first time I've seen an Invisible Man type movie. But this one, it took the technology and the advancement of the idea of being invisible and being unseen to a next level, to a future level where we are at in 2020. So, well done. It was worth it. Would I recommend you guys go see it in theaters? Well, it's still in theaters. I mean, I went with my friend and she had a free ticket, so, you know, free's good. But other than that, I mean, I would wait for Redbox and see it for yourself. But if you are like me and you do like going to the movie theaters, you should check it out before it goes out of theaters. But definitely in Redbox. What would I rate this out of 10? I would rate this movie, for the concept, for the acting and the script and everything, and like, for everything, out of 10, I would rate it a solid 6. Because it's been done before in horror movies, in the horror franchise, so, I wouldn't say it's horror, I would say more suspenseful thriller. But it's a solid 6. Now, this is just my opinion. This is just my review, my take on it. Now, I know there's people out there that will probably say otherwise. Hey, to each your own. But as me, I rate it differently because what I see and what I take in and what I felt. But honestly, truly, it is a good movie, and I'm lucky and grateful to have the opportunity to give you this movie review of The Invisible Man. So, as always, thank you for watching and thank you for liking my movie reviews, and I'll see you guys in the next movie review. Till then, this is Corey, signing out.